In this equation, delta U equals to Q plus W, which is the first law of thermodynamics. W stands for work done on the system. But what exactly is work done, and how do we go about doing work on the system? Well, we do work on the system by applying a force on the system and compresses it. So that means if the volume of a system decreases, compression, that means somebody must have exerted a force on the system and compresses it. Then we say that work has been done on the system. But on the other hand, if one day the volume of the system increases, expansion, that means we can say that the system itself must have exerted a force to expand against the external pressure. The system will have to exert a force to expand against external pressure. In that case, we say that work is done by the system. If work is done by the system, it will lose internal energy because you have to exert a force to expand against the external pressure. So that will come to the sign of W. If the system volume decreases, it means somebody has done work on the system. W, we have to sub in a positive value. The system will gain internal energy. But if, on the other hand, if on another day, the volume of the system increases, expands, then we say that the force is exerted by the system, work is done by the system. Then in that case, we have to sub in a negative value for W, and as a result, the system internal energy will decrease. Okay, just to give an example, suppose I exert a force on the system. I do 200 joules of work on the system and compresses it. Then your W will sub in as positive 200. The system internal energy will increase by positive 200. But if on the other hand, the system uses its own force to expand, and the system actually does 200 joules in the process of expansion, in that case, W will sub in as negative 200 because the system is doing 200 joules of work to expand. Then, as a result, the internal energy will decrease by 200 joules. Okay, so that's how you handle the sign of W. In conclusion, if the volume of the system decreases, compression, W will sub in a positive value, internal energy increases. But if the volume of the system increases, that means work is done by the system, W will sub in a negative value, which means the system internal energy should decrease. Then, in the case where the volume never change, is constant, then we say that there's no work done on or by the system, then your W will be 0. So W will be 0 if the volume is constant. There's no change in volume. W will be positive if volume decreases, work done on the system. W will be negative if the volume increases, expansion.